even BlackRock sold BTC and bought Ethereum. All right, when my relatives call me, I knew that this is the time to sell. NASDAQ have filed an ETF for let's say 0.5% of NASDAQ people are as stupid as me to enter into Polkadot. That is 0.5% of $9 trillion, which is in. And the only crypto project that NASDAQ chose is for me 50% profit. If I'm up in 3 months, 2 months, 50% up on something, which investment in this world is giving me that? I cashed around 60% of my portfolio in December, which Liberty Finance, which is the Trump family, they're also, I see them moving up as well, almost 50% and more from where they are right now. So if NASDAQ is going behind something, it's not a joke.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Nouman Show. This is your host Nouman. In a time where world is facing wars, political instability, conflicts among different countries and market manipulation, it is the right time to properly manage your crypto portfolio. Otherwise, you could face losses. So in today's podcast, we will discuss what is the best strategy, smartest strategy to manage your funds and grow it. To dive deep into these questions, today we have a very special guest, one of my favorite guests, Sharik Amin. He's not only a trader, but also sharp market analyst and investor in the crypto world. Let's jump into it. And this podcast is going to be valuable for you as we will discuss insights, smarter strategies to grow your funds in the UAE or anywhere in the world. Let's get started.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's
a pleasure to be back again.
First of all, can you tell me brief about yourself and how you enter into the crypto world?
I have been trading crypto since a lot of years, many years, and mostly I entered the crypto world way before even the lockdown. And I was just trading myself personally with my own portfolio, small little funds that I had. But I was an early entrant into the market at that time when everything was like very, very less compared to now. Ethereum was trading around $100 or something like that. So at that time, everything was new. Binance was very new. People didn't even know what is crypto, and they had very less knowledge about it, including me. But then after the lockdown happened, most of the people started jumping into crypto because it started booming, going up. That's when my friends and family started asking me, my colleagues at that time. And then I started learning about it, doing research. And that actually got me into it. As more people asked me, I thought, I'm at home, let me just make some videos. I started making videos on TikTok. And I think I was one of the first people who started making videos around crypto from our Desi community at that time. Now there is a lot of people, and that is great. So that's how I got into it. And then everything. And then I'm here, sitting in front of you.
Wow. So what was your first investment in crypto?
I bought Ethereum, and that was because of a friend's recommendation. That was my first investment. And at that time, we didn't buy through any exchange or anything. It was directly on the Ethereum wallet. And I had no idea how to do it. So I just gave him the money, which was, at that time, I remember $300, $400, $370 something. And that was a saving because I had a job. I was working a job. And I had savings from my 3-month salary. And I used to send money back home just like any expat and save money for myself over here. So I invested a little bit at that time. I'm talking about 2017 and around that time. So at that time, so long time back. And that guy used to always tell us that I was doing at that time a little bit of e-commerce. I was trying to diversify my work, and he was like, just invest, just trust me, just invest in this thing. So he was a good friend, and it turned out to be something that opened a lot of opportunities for me. So that's how I got into it. So I really respect him, and I still remember him for that.
So that time, was there any exchange, and how you buy that?
He bought it. He had an Ethereum wallet
Okay.
on the Ethereum chain, Ethereum chain,
Okay.
ERC20.
Okay.
So he bought it from my money. Like I gave him and he bought it in his wallet.
Okay.
And then when the prices went up, he told me, then we sold it. Then that's how I invested more. That's how I actually first time when the prices went up, and he said the prices have gone up by 25%.
Wow.
Which was big for me at that. 25% is big, even few $100s. But I was like, wow, this is something.
Wow.
So what is Ethereum? I remember searching online and then learning a bit about it and what is this. Then from Ethereum, I got into Bitcoin. I didn't know much about Bitcoin.
Okay.
So for me, that is how I started. Because Bitcoin at that time also was a bit more expensive. So I didn't have that money of thousands of dollars to invest in Bitcoin at that time. So that's how I got into it. And then, of course, Doge came in, another XRP. And of course, then whatever crypto came in, I saw that as opportunity.
Okay.
And because of that, I also lost money in meme coins in the beginning because I saw that also as an opportunity, airdrops, NFTs. So I did lose money in that too, which I have learned. And that's how now, based on all my learnings and everything that I've got in the past many years, I teach people, I train people, and I have a community group that I run where I guide people on a daily basis on how they can invest, how they can do better, how they can grow their portfolio, and especially save themselves from the different traps that exist in the crypto world.
Exactly. Hats off to you, because I've seen so many videos. Even actually, you post video every single day. It's amazing, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's just, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And then if you don't post also, then people also tell you that you have to make, why you didn't make a video today? So yeah. Thank you so much.
Nice. And what was your biggest loss in crypto?
My biggest loss was a couple of $1,000, which I lost in a leverage trade that I had on Polkadot and Dogecoin.
Okay.
And that was last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Apart from that, nothing else that was the biggest loss. But there is almost every other day, like any trader, we have trades which hit stop loss to save ourselves from liquidation. But overall, alhamdulillah, even in our group, we have like around 70% plus win ratio in our community. So it's going well.
And the biggest profit, there is no limit, right?
Biggest profit is still yet to come.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So how do you see market nowadays?
I see this as a good opportunity. At this date, when we are recording, whenever this comes out, today is 18th of June, 19th of June.
19th.
And I see this as a good opportunity. And there's reasons for that. Number one, the total market cap of crypto community has not supersedes $3 trillion. We are still around $3 trillion, which is the same market cap that was in November 2021.
Okay.
So 4 years almost have gone by, 3.5, and we still stand at the same market cap, which means that a lot of new money that has to catch up to the acceptance, adoption, regulatory framework, relaxation, and a lot of development that has happened in the crypto world. For example, US and other countries have added it as a reserve. There is proper stablecoin bill that passed yesterday in US. Trump itself tweeted about Solana, Cardano, XRP, Bitcoin, to add them in reserves. There is ETFs that are filed in. We have Bitcoin. So there's a huge list of development. I can go on and on. But all of this has happened after 2021. But why is the total market cap still as much as 2021? So the money into the market have not caught up with the adoption, productivity, and the acceptance of the crypto world within the community. The big money or the big financial world or the big banks, they used to say negative about it. They didn't used to adopt them. And now they have adopted crypto. And now they are launching exchanges like JP Morgan launching an exchange. BlackRock, JP Morgan, they have a Bitcoin ETF, which is the most successful ETF ever of the world. But at the same time, why the total market cap is still around $3? It doesn't make sense. So the money has to catch up. And the reason it is around 3 trillion still, in my opinion, is because of the rate hikes that were happening in the past few years. So in the past few years, there was monetary tightening. Only in last year, October 18, 2024, the first rate cut in US happened, followed by other rate cuts around other economies. And now yesterday, US still kept the rate pause. So I think monetary relaxation will happen in the coming weeks and months. And that is where we will see this market cap from 3 trillion move up to 4 and 4.5.
Oh, really?
And that 1 and 1.5 trillion that has to enter the market, that will take this market above from where we are right now. Because we're at 3 trillion. One more thing, we're at 3 trillion, but the altcoin prices like XRP, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Doge, they are not where they were when we were at 3 trillion before.
Okay.
So there is a gap.
Yep.
This gap needs to be filled. And this gap will be filled with new money entering into the market, which is just a matter of time.
Yeah, I still remember, I think 1.5 years back, you predicted the price of Bitcoin, it will cross $80,000. And your prediction was very accurate. So how do you, analyze the market and trends?
Last year, I remember when we had that podcast, at that time, we didn't have the rate cut and it was going to happen. And we were still around 60. So of course, when the rate cut would happen, the market would jump up, it went up. And then we were thinking if this is the top, and we discussed that we might go above 100K and this is not the top. Why would they let us buy at lower prices when everyone is ready now? It would not happen. So that's why I think that now still rate cut didn't happen. There is conflict war situation. I hope there is peace everywhere in the world, but there is conflict war situation. There is economical disaster situation. US first quarter GDP was negative. Inflation is still not at 2%. Rate cuts are not happening. There was trade war between China and US on tariffs. Everything has happened. Bitcoin right now, as we are talking, is above 104,000. So there is money that is not ready to exit. There is money that still thinks that even all of this is happening, this asset is still worth more than 104,000. That confident money is showing that we still have a tendency to grow and that this asset is really proof of all of these things. And it has still more tendency and space and room to grow. Also the math in terms of the supply versus the kind of adoption and money entering into it also shows us that there is still upward trajectory. But the main thing is altcoins, because most people are invested in that, not Bitcoin. Very few people have one Bitcoin. Very few. But mostly people have altcoins. And that's where they want to see the jump. But patience is necessary right now. I really believe that. Rather than investing hundreds or thousands of dollars, invest some patience into the market. That is important right now.
So let's discuss one by one top 10 coins or 5 coins. So number one, obviously the Bitcoin. So how do you see Bitcoin in coming months, and what is your prediction at the end of this year?
I would see BTC move anywhere between 125 to 130,000, which is nothing from here. It is just 20%. So I see another 20 to 25% jump up in BTC price. And this jump up in BTC price should be accompanied with a rally in altcoins too. So wherever altcoins are right now, Ethereum, Doge, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, other altcoins, HBAR, I see them moving up as well, almost 50% and more from where they are right now. Which is very normal, because if BTC moves up 20-25%, alts show a rally of 50%. Because this didn't happen in the past few weeks, people are thinking that alts are dead now. But I really believe that everyone who thinks alts are dead right now is going to be surprised. They will be surprised. We have a good time to buy right now. That's just simple, because every time the price of altcoins was where it is now, we always saw a jump. Why should I believe it will not happen now?
And what about Ethereum?
Ethereum is interesting. In the last few months, Ethereum has behaved in a very different way. So we saw a lot of money go out of Ethereum. It went down all the way almost to 1,500. All right. And now it's back up a little bit above 2,000. But while all of this was happening, there are 2-3 things about Ethereum that happened. Number one, even BlackRock sold BTC and bought Ethereum.
Really?
Yes. And this happened just 2 weeks ago. It happened in the month of June, actually, in the first week of June. We are on the 19th today. This is a big sign. So if a big institution like BlackRock moves from Bitcoin towards Ethereum,
Yep.
and Ethereum is at the lowest price zone, there is something behind it. So it was brought down to this price so that it can be bought.
Okay.
Number one. So buy it. I did it. So I bought it.
At the same market price.
At the same market price. My buying was from before, so it was lower. So my average price is still lower than 1,500.
Okay.
But I bought some more, considering that they're buying it too. All right. Plus, Ethereum has come down so much from where it was in December 2024. All right.
It was about 4,000.
Exactly. And it came down below 2,000. All right. So I see that as an opportunity of an asset that was around $1,000 also, and it went all the way up to 4,000. So something that went up 4 times and came down 3 times can go back again, because this is the second biggest asset. The biggest institution in the world is buying it. Liberty Finance, which is the Trump family, they're also buying it. Plus, there is a lot of development on that. So I don't see any reason why it should not be in my portfolio.
Okay.
People can take a decision for their portfolio themselves, but I don't see any reason why it should not be, considering that it is the second crypto that was there, and it has been there since years. Bear market is gone now. If people are thinking that we are in the bear market now in the coming months, I don't think so. Yes, a big recessionary pressure can enter us by the end of 2025 or beginning of 26.
Okay.
That is different. But for now, I think before that, there is one exit still remaining from the market that we will get. And Ethereum should be in my portfolio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. And the third cryptocurrency, XRP.
Ripple.
Yeah.
XRP is very interesting. There is a lot of theories and work around it. But in my opinion, which has been for the past few months, since December, when it went up a lot, that I am not that bullish on XRP now. Why? Because it performed already.
Okay.
All the great good things that happen around a cryptocurrency to bring it to the all-time high happened to XRP already. ETFs, SEC case finished. They partnered with Liberty. They partnered, like the CEO of Ripple was always with Trump. They are very pro-US, pro-crypto, pro-regulations. And they are also the only cryptocurrency that fought head-to-head with SEC, with Gary Gensler, and won the case. Everything great has happened, and it actually pumped a lot, right? It went above $3, 3.5 something, 3.7 was the high peak, from 0.3. So we saw already a good run in XRP. Will we see it again and again? While now everybody is thinking that we'll be bullish on that, not me. So I would rather diversify myself away from XRP, which I already did.
Okay.
Based on these things, do I have something new that is coming in XRP that makes me bullish now? No.
Okay.
Again, my opinion, based on the reasons I've shared with you. Because crypto world, mostly you have to understand why something went up. So what were the stories behind it? These were the stories, these were the things. Is there something again? And all people have already bought it. Why would someone buy the same thing again? We need something new around XRP. There's nothing new happening around XRP now. So that's why I still have XRP in my portfolio, of course, but I did take a lot of profit because I bought it at around 0.5.
Okay.
And then went to around $3. I sold a lot, of course, at that time, December, which I called as the last exit of last year.
Yeah.
I cashed around 60% of my portfolio in December, which again, I've entered the market now in the last 2 months.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. And you talk a lot about Polkadot. What is the reason behind it?
When last time we were talking about DOT.
Yeah.
And we were talking and I was saying that DOT is the most regulation-friendly crypto, ETF-friendly, ESG-friendly, most decentralized, not based in US, so SEC cannot go against it. And now, in the month of March end, NASDAQ have filed an ETF for Polkadot.
Oh, really?
Yes. And NASDAQ, Grayscale and 21 Shares. These are the two big names in crypto world. And the ETFs or the projects that they work on, they'd always do well. For example, they are behind Doge ETF. They're behind XRP ETF. And they're also behind Polkadot ETF. And NASDAQ, which is the biggest index of the world in stocks, like S&P 500, NASDAQ has filed it with SEC. NASDAQ's market cap is more than $9 trillion.
Okay.
9 trillion.
9 trillion.
All right. 3 times the crypto world.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the biggest index. And while they did this, at the same time with SEC, NASDAQ filed that we want to be open for trading 24/7. Stocks doesn't operate 24/7, but crypto does.
Yes.
And the only crypto project that NASDAQ chose is Polkadot.
Wow. Amazing.
NASDAQ is a very old index of stock trading. Any stock trader, broker, 100% trades on NASDAQ. Me too. S&P 500, NASDAQ, these are the two. If you want to analyze, evaluate stock market, you have to look at NASDAQ and S&P.
Okay.
The whole crypto world, including Bitcoin, follows NASDAQ and S&P. If the candle on NASDAQ and S&P is red, Bitcoin is red.
Okay.
Simple. Very, very rare it moves away from stock market because the same money is going. Because NASDAQ S&P is also filled with risk assets, stocks, and so is Bitcoin and crypto as a risk asset. All right?
Yep.
So if NASDAQ is going behind something,
There is something.
it's not a joke.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And that something is never talked about. Polkadot. Everybody's quiet about it.
Yeah.
There's no media about it. There's no hype about it. It is at the lowest price. Why should I not enter in it? It doesn't make sense. I need a reason to not enter into it. If NASDAQ is going behind it, and the ETF deadline is November,
Okay.
maximum. So I believe that it might even get approved before that. And once it gets approved, and let's say, which we were talking about this before, let's say 0.5% of NASDAQ people are as stupid as me to enter into Polkadot. That is 0.5% of $9 trillion,
Yeah.
which is in billions.
Billions. Yeah.
All right. So
Wow.
just math. So that's just math. This is facts that I'm saying. So this is why I am still bullish on it. I still hold it. I still have it, and I still add it more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in my portfolio. Even 2 days ago, I bought it again. Yesterday, I bought. So I just keep on adding it. That's what I do. I always, whenever DOT is under $4,
Okay.
there is no charting I do on DOT. I just buy it.
Okay.
Now, this is my personal decision, and these are the reasons. People know better.
So you buy, hold, and then sell?
Spot. Yeah, I know. I'm not selling Polkadot.
Okay.
I'm not selling it unless it moves above $10, $15. Then I will think.
Okay. And what do you think when it will go above $10?
Going above $10 is not a big deal. It was above $10 in December. So going above $10, we just need a little bit rally in alts, and we can be $9, $10 easy. That's not a big deal. I am eyeing on the ETF. My focus is on the NASDAQ ETF. If that gets approved and money starts flowing into Polkadot, because when Bitcoin ETF got approved in January, we saw the Bitcoin new all-time high after 2-3 months. So that's why, let's say, even if it gets approved in November, which is the deadline for the Polkadot ETF with SEC, I would keep it till that time and even after that to see where it goes. Considering that we only have one ETF that has actually officially been approved at a spot ETF, which is Bitcoin.
Okay.
And last year it approved in January 8th or 9th. And today, at that time, the price was what, 50, 40? And today we are at 104. So considering that, I think Polkadot ETF, I will wait for it. And if NASDAQ has gone behind something that I have been bullish on since past 2 years, it's great news for me.
Wow.
It confirms what I had been thinking about Polkadot. So I would hold on to it. Why would I sell now?
Note down, guys, for Polkadot.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah. And apart from Polkadot, what are the best altcoins to buy in 2025?
What I'm buying right now is Polkadot, of course, HBAR. I'm adding in some of the top alts, like the ones that have not moved, Cardano. I'm not investing more in Solana, XRP, Ethereum. I bought some Ethereum as well in this week. And these are the purchases of this week.
Okay.
Plus, I did some dollar cost averaging in other alts that I had in my portfolio, which includes alts even from like Mana, Sand, Gala, the one regarding the metaverse and gaming, Zilliqa, Biconomy. So these are the alts that I added, and I just did mostly DCA.
Okay.
But for me, I added Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, HBAR, Near protocol, These are the ones that I added on this week into my portfolio. More. Spot.
So let's discuss some strategies on spot and future trading. So let's first cover spot trading, then we will move towards future trading. So what is the best or smartest strategies you think to adopt for spot trading?
If you have money and if you have good capital, if you have thousands of dollars, I would really suggest don't do leverage trading. And if you have patience and if this is not your only source of income, just do spot, which means don't do future leverage, don't do all of that. Just buy when the market is low. Buy good alt projects, the top ones. For example, right now, buy the ones for which the ETFs are filed, which is Doge, which is XRP, which is Polkadot, which is Chainlink. Buy these ones, the ones that are also 19B approved. All right, which is a list. I made a video on TikTok about them. Not all ETFs are going to be approved, by the way. Not all altcoins ETFs are going to be approved. HBAR also has an ETF. Buy the ones that are 19B filing done. And they are okay with SEC in terms of regulations. And SEC doesn't have an objection. Buy them for sure and wait for them patiently. Have at least 6 to 8 weeks patient time with yourself before you think of selling. So if we are buying now in the mid of June, wait for a few weeks. So that is the best spot strategy. Once you get profit around 25 to 50%, start selling your alts, start cashing out, and then wait for another cycle. This will keep on happening. You will never lose on any opportunity if you buy low and sell high. You just need to catch the right cycle. Never ever start buying when everyone is talking about it. All right. When my relatives call me and they tell me, like in December, that XRP, I'm going to hold on to it because Trump is going to come and XRP is partnering with it and it's going to go really high. I knew that this is the time to sell. Because this guy never called me for any crypto advice. When he got into it, so when everyone is into it and understand that, you know, this is a psychology. Like there is an old, I'm forgetting the story, but an old stock trader in the 1960s, he used to go to his shoe shiner on the way to Wall Street. And he used to say that when my shoe shiner started talking about stocks, I knew this is the time to sell. He used to take a taxi. He said, when my taxi driver saw me that I work like in Wall Street and he was like, I bought this stock or this was he said, I knew when everyone was into it, I knew I had to exit. So it's just the same things are still really, really applicable. It's surprising and shocking. The world has changed completely, but the psychology of traders doesn't change. So really sell at the time. It's very tricky to exactly note the time to sell, but that's why for me, 50% profit, if I'm up in 3 months, 2 months, 50% up on something, which investment in this world is giving me that? So I sell. So that is best for spot. If you have good money, please don't burn it in leverage trading. Majority of people will lose there. So this is really my humble advice and my years and years of advice, that don't burn your money on leverage trading, especially if you're new. And if you have good capital, stick to spot. Use Binance, use whatever application is regulated and registered in your country. Follow the law in terms of that and just use that.
And what about future trading?
Future trading, very risky, very volatile. And people who are new, I would tell them something regarding that. People say that stop loss, which they say is going to kill you. The stop loss you use is going to take your money. This is completely wrong and false. Stop loss is your best friend. All right. When you are in trading, when you put a leverage trade, you go up, you're 15-20% in profit, which can happen quick. This one thing you have to follow religiously. Put your stop loss in profit price. Put your stop loss in green. Even if you make $20 on $500, be very happy from that.
Just take
this is the only way to survive in leverage trading. There is no other way. Or else this market is here to eat you and take your money. That's it. The exchanges, the volatility is just here to take your money in a very legal and a very nice fashion. All right. You have to ensure that you use stop loss. Number 2, never go all in. So for example, in my community group, now I have a Discord also of Bull Army, plus I have a Telegram of Bull Room. In my community, I always give allocation. So if I give a leverage trade like I gave yesterday, that we will do BTC long, I give 20% allocation. Like if you have $100, open this trade with $20. Plus leverage, I don't give more than 10x, 20x, never. Bitcoin 20x, altcoins 10x, 15x max. That's it.
Okay, not more.
Plus, I give time frame. This is the time of trade, 8 hours, for example. We called we called out a short of GPS. We caught it perfectly within 8 hours. And stop loss, whenever the trade runs in profit, I tell them, please update the stop loss at $55 now, which is this much above, which is $5 above our entry price. No problem. We will make small, consistent profits.
Okay.
Rather than aiming for one big thing. We won't care, and we don't bother of people showing us that they make big profits. We don't care. We're not gamblers.
Okay.
So there is only very, very, very little difference between gambling and leverage trading. And that is how you manage leverage.
Okay.
That's it. If you take high leverage and if you go all in, you are a gambler. You are not a trader. Go to casino. Don't open Binance because this is not for you. So this is very, very tricky, risky. I have had people talk to me who've lost a lot of money. I have examples, I have messages, leverage, who became not psychologically well even after that. So I really, that's why I feel for people who do this without any guidance. Please trade with guidance.
So how to, overcome this greed of, taking more profit out? I think it's a psychological and just all about your mindset.
That's why it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
People who panic.
Yep.
People who do revenge trading. Shit, I lost one trade. I'm going to open right now. I'm going to short now.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to short. You have to have the discipline of completely. So what I do personally, this happens to everyone. It happens to me. Whenever this happens, I change my position. I change my place. If I'm sitting at home in my sofa and I lose on a trade, I literally get up. I go, I would do anything else. I would have a glass of water, milk. I would eat something, but I would move away. I would watch something. I would change what I'm doing. I would I would give it some distance and then I would come back. Never ever, in my opinion, if you ever lose on a trade, a stop loss is hit or anything, completely take a break at that same time. Give yourself at least 2 hours of something else. Go to gym, go out, take a walk, drive around, call your family, friends, but don't open the app again.
That's actually very good advice.
All right, please. I have lost because of this. I learned it after losing. So I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you will have to do this. So you can take my advice or you can wait.
Actually, people see they saw transactions from the whale wallets and financial institutions, and how they are putting money and they are getting so much profit out of it. So maybe that is another psychology behind it. So when you see people are investing and they're getting so much profit, so they get greedy.
True.
Yeah,
and that's how they lose.
Yeah. So how these whale wallets and institutes manipulate us?
There is a lot of things that happen. I would never agree that things in this world, in the financial world, are transparent. There is insider trading. For example, Nancy Pelosi, for example, many other politicians, they have gained a lot during the tenure. They have opened a short and they have opened a long at perfect timings of the market. How and why? All right. So there is definitely insider trading. I believe that I am not a whale wallet. Why should I follow a whale wallet? Number one. So forget about the whale wallet. You are not a whale wallet. Don't follow a whale wallet. There is this guy, WINN, famous whale wallet. He made few million, I'm not exactly remembering, but few millions of dollars just 2 weeks ago on his trade. He was in millions of profit and then he lost all of it. Whale wallet, famous guy. He lost all of it. Millions in plus and then everything is gone. All right. So, and I posted this. I made a video on this. I posted on my story. I told my group members that, look, it's not like whale wallets always win. They lose too. And when he opened a position, everyone was telling me that he opened a position. The market is definitely going up. I said, no, let's do a short. Okay. Because maybe people who see his position would want him to be liquidated. So why do we fall for a trap? Everyone was talking about his big position. So most of the times going against the mainstream narrative is always good. It benefits you. So I never focus, follow, or care about the whale wallets and what they're doing. Never.
Yeah, that's a good point. And one more thing, how do you see meme coins future? Because anyone, can launch their meme coin like Trump coin and all the other coins. People lost a lot of money. So how will they regulate this in future?
Most of this was happening on Solana chain through Pump and Fun. And now there is a class action lawsuit against Pump and Fund that just happened a few days ago.
Okay.
So this all is going to stop very soon.
Wow, nice.
This was just for some time. People made money. Yes, that's true. But a lot of people lost money too.
Yeah.
So this has to stop. It will stop. And they have a class action lawsuit. And this will not be good for Solana also. Because mostly the price of Solana that went so much high, so much up, was because of this Pump and Fund. Because most people were launching meme coins. And to launch the meme coins, they needed Solana. Right? They're using Solana chain. So that is over for sure. And I think it should be over. I am never in favor of meme trading.
Okay.
Because this is also literally like gambling. And if you want to do it, you should definitely just do it with some party funds, what I say. Some fund that you have on the side, a few $100, you don't mind losing them. All right, invest in a meme.
Okay.
I do that too, but with the money that I forget. All right, so I bought Bonk when it was not on Binance. I bought on Gate.io. I gave that signal in the group. It went up by 700%.
Okay.
I sold it when I was up 4.5 times, and so did my group members. So yeah, we do that, but that is literally just with very less amount, very less fund, something that you can put aside. If it goes up, it's fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's completely risky. There is no strong fundamentals behind it. There is no strong work happening. It is all speculative, and anyone can tweet about it. It will go to the sky.
Exactly.
So how do I know what's going to happen? So it's mostly insider trader driven, you know?
Yep.
So that's what I can say.
Yeah, correct. So what do you think? Is crypto will replace banking transactions, SWIFTs?
It is doing it already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is slowly replacing already. You can see, you can now even pay government fees through crypto.
Exactly.
You can use it on Do. There is a lot of framework that's happening because now it's being recognized as a proper asset class that you can use in your daily life and transactions. So that is there. Replacing banking, I think it would merge with banking and we would see a new form of banking.
Okay.
That would be blockchain-based banking with lower fees, faster transactions, more control, more authority over users. But at the same time, everything that we spent would be more, like known by everyone. We would be more trackable. So that would be there as well. So I think we will see a new form of, it's like a evolution of banking, not a replacement, but we would see a new merger between the conventional banking and this new blockchain-based transactional framework that is there in the world. People trade a lot on crypto. They buy and sell things on crypto. So the banking sector will, at the end of the day, merge it within themselves to regulate it and to put it in framework, which is a good thing. The more it happens, the more bankers and the more big money will flow into it.
Also, some people, they're also saying that maybe crypto will replace gold, but I don't think so. They
will replace what?
Gold.
Gold.
Yeah. Because crypto is like a digital gold.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Because first of all, the market cap of gold is very high.
Yeah, and they will complement each other, I think, but they will not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think when people say replace gold, I think this is something that is a lie that is being sold to us, so that they keep us away from gold and they put us on Bitcoin, which is highly volatile and actually is just a digital currency. There is a threat also on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency when it comes to quantum computing. There's a threat. But quantum computing is a threat to everything, even our bank accounts. So, but anything that is there outside there on the internet world, on digital, I can never say that it will replace something as tangible and as old, as real as gold.
Okay.
In my opinion, no matter how much I like it. But, this is just something that I don't feel that it's going to happen.
Yep. Okay. So tell me about your experience in this region, especially in the UAE. So how you are trading crypto and what new laws are coming. Especially, I've heard that you now need a license to do any financial advisors.
Yeah, there is a Finfluencer license that just this month was launched and started. So anyone who's doing that should have that. They should register themselves. So it's mostly like registering whoever is doing, and that is to protect the end user and consumers, because a lot of people promote a lot of projects.
Okay.
I never promoted an exchange, a coin, a project at all, and I will never.
Okay.
And I always stand for a financial independence, that a person should trade themselves, invest in learning, but I would never promote any project, NFT coin or anything like that. But, there have been companies over here that scammed people, exchanges, ran away with millions and millions of dirhams. So I think it is very good. And maybe some people promoted them, So it's very important to be in control of your content. And I think it is very good that this is happening. Plus, over here, blockchain is being adopted very fast. And they already have VARA before anyone else in the world. They started that, which is again a regulatory framework, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. And they're doing a great job in making sure that whatever virtual assets are traded here are operating under the framework. They gave license to Binance first. OKX is licensed over here. FTX was before. So I think that follow the frameworks. The new update on Binance is that now, if you want to trade leverage trading in Binance, you need to be having a certain amount of income or investments
They will verify
for leverage trading, and they will verify. So that is a good step as well, because a lot of people who work very hard, they make less income. I know that firsthand. They invest themselves into this heavily, and they lose their few $100s they have saved for months. And that is very sad and tragic. So that's why leverage trading, I tell you, is dangerous. And it's a very good step that they have taken this step. So I have personally flourished only in this country when it comes to this work. So this country has absolutely supported, helped, and suited my work in every form of way.
I think it's going to be a new crypto capital.
Already it is. It is already literally a crypto capital. All the major crypto influencers, impossible that they don't work or are based out of here or don't have anything over here that they're doing. So that's a good thing.
Okay, excellent. So what's your final the note for beginners who want to invest in crypto, and what is the best strategy and whom they follow?
When you're doing bachelor's, when you're becoming a doctor, when you're doing anything, even if you're learning to be a mechanic, you give months, you give years, you invest money. But when you come into crypto, you don't have patience. Within the first week, you want to see green trades. So that is absolutely wrong mindset. So first of all, come into this space like any other thing that you work towards. You do an internship, you study, invest in yourself, learn, and then earn. Invest in guidance. Don't do it without a guidance. You never go to a job without having a degree, without having teachers and mentors and bosses. It's the same over here. So that is something you have. Any new person who's coming into this field thinking that I will make it, 90% will fail. Unfortunately, also because 90% of them have no mentors, no guidance, nothing. They're not part of a group or community. So invest in this first and then get into it. And trade with guidance. So that is my very, very basic and very important message to anyone who wants to get into it now.
So how if anyone is interested, so how they can contact you?
My only official page where I am going to contact with them is my Instagram. We can mention it here. This is the only one. I have fake profiles on my name, Instagram, TikTok. Please always take video verification with your name from me. I will always send before you join the group. But it's only Instagram. I will never talk on. I don't have Facebook, by the way. I don't use Facebook. And I will not talk to you on Facebook or Telegram for any group joining. Only on my Instagram. That's it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Sharik, for coming again. It was a great pleasure meeting you always.
Thank you. My pleasure always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.